Hi everybody, it's Liz from Zuniaberry Designs, and I'm here just to give you some inspiration with the April plan and journal and how I have set it up. We are at the end of March. We're very close, March 30th already, so I thought I would sit down and get my my April plan and journal already, and I just wanted to share with you how I've set up mine and what I'm going to be doing in April. So this is the cover of the April plan and journal, and I'm just going to open it up to my monthly calendar. And we have 3 calendars for you to use any way that you want to. They could be used as traditional calendars where you're writing things down and appointments, dates, days off, things like that, and use them for your spouse, your children, or you can use them as trackers or gratitude 30-day gratitude challenge. There are so many ideas. But this is my main calendar, and I am going to use it as my main calendar. At the very top, we have, so April 1st starts on a Friday, so we have a lot of space at the top that we can utilize for lists. And I have a lot of lists for April to accomplish, lots of projects. I don't know about you, but everything in the house is breaking down. We need to paint, we need to fix things. We had a big, huge windstorm and our screen door flew right off and broke. So there's a lot of things like that that we need to get done in April. Spring cleaning, and we have some birthdays. So I've already set mine up with my projects to do this month and birthdays and things that I'm thinking of purchasing for the birthdays. My second calendar, now I did a little video and haven't posted it yet, but it is for the May plan and journal. And so I'm going to be doing the exact same thing on my calendars in April as I'm going to do in May. So my second calendar is going to be my walking tracker, and I have utilized the space at the top to put a little sticker, walking tracker, what does fitness mean to me? I wrote that down in January, and I'm gonna keep on until I get this walking down pat. It means I can become stronger and healthier. It means I am honoring my body. It means I am improving the quality of my life. So my goal, I haven't written it down yet, but my goal is to do walking every day, no matter how much. I would love to do 10,000 steps, but I'm going to work my way up to that again. And I have, at the very top, decided what my month at a glance pages are going to be, and I'm going to show you how I set those up as well. Next calendar is going to be my accomplishments for the month. I'm going to look at positive things because sometimes we tend to be negative about I didn't get this done, this isn't working, this is that. And I think it's important to write down, take a moment, 5 minutes at the end of the day before you go to bed, and just fill out your tracker, your habit tracker, fill out what accomplishments that you saw that you did during that during the day, and just write them in. I love how big these spaces are so that we can journal and put things in there. So I am tracking for 30 days my accomplishments for the day. And if you are faith-based, and I said that in my May video, take a look at how God showed up in your life today, because we tend to look at a lot of negative things, and I want you to turn that around. Look at what you've accomplished. Look at how God worked in your life today and be filled with gratitude. So this could be a gratitude tracker journal. It could be just my accomplishments for the day. And I'm going to challenge you even further. Instead of just looking at you all the time, what did you do for someone today? How did you help others? So that could be another thing that you'd like to track. And I'm going to probably do what I accomplished. How did God show up in my life? Some gratitudes. If I can fill it all in, I'll do whatever moves me each day. But that's the general idea of how I'm going to be using that third calendar. So I've kind of set up my first week, very minimal. I like to take the color palette and I like to keep it the same for 1 week and then change it out. I haven't done week 2 or week 3 or 4 or 5. I'll do that as I go. So we have Friday the 1st. Starts over here. So I have plenty of space up here to do a lot of things, and I don't really know. I'm going to wait till Friday and decide what kind of things I need to put my lists and things like that. So I just kind of minimally set that up. So my favorite part right now is the month at a glance pages, and in May you're gonna have more month at a glance pages, and I'm hoping to get that video up so you can take a look. So I've decided on brain dump, goals and plans, trackers, and reflections, which was the same as March. And you just type that in, and when you're finished deciding what you want, you're gonna lasso, you're gonna copy it, and then paste it into place on every single page. It really only took me less than a minute to paste the headings on every single page in this planner. So super easy thing to do. So now we're going to go to brain dump, and I'm just using some of my stickers to decorate the page, but mostly it's going to be about journaling. This is just text. I just wrote that in there, and here are some of the stickers. And in May, I think I have my video shows how to. You can create your own journaling lines. Now, originally, my brain dump was to just like sit there, not even think, and dump everything out. And then I kind of felt like once I dumped that out, once I did my reflections, for the previous month, that's March, I didn't feel like I needed to do a brain dump. I feel like I got everything out with my reflections. So the way I'm going to use my brain dump page is that I'm going to use it throughout the month. I'm going to put the date and dump some things out, and put the date and dump throughout the entire month. It's not going to be just a one day process where I just dump everything out. I'm going to utilize this page, this month at a glance page, to use throughout the whole month. And I'm going to see how that works for me. The goals and plans is my next one. I've already set that up in the color palette for April, and my goal is going to be one goal, which will be fitness, and that is to get myself up and walking. January, February, and a lot of March was very, very cold, and I don't have a treadmill at home. No excuses, just being lazy, but I'm going to be getting up and doing that. So I put a little note to myself, which I'm going to write, like why, here's my reason why, and I'm going to write a note to myself of encouragement. And then here's a photo that I'm going to take of myself. Some reflections at the end of the month. And these reflections are different than the reflections that I've had at the month at a glance. This is going to be strictly for my goal. And I explained the goals a bit more in another video, but I can do that right now. You're going to put your reason why and your action plan monthly, weekly, and daily. It is that easy. Okay, so let's move on to trackers. I've set up my trackers because I do think that I'm going to track a few things. I just haven't decided what I want to track right now, but I did set it up, and I really love this color palette, and I hope you do as well. One of my goals is to do a lot more reading instead of watching TV and instead of watching YouTube. I'd like to do a little bit more reading. So I have put my library up here, and this was in one of my other purchases, and I don't remember which month I had that available. Anyways, as well as the tracker. These little lines that I've created here are just the highlighter tool in the different shades that I have in the color palette for April. There's a video on what the color palette is, and I'm just highlighting the weekend so that I could see at a glance what's happening on the weekend versus what is happening during the week. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 different 10, but I didn't put one there, goals or habits that I can track. I don't think I'm going to do even 9. I think that that's overwhelming to sit there and track. The point of tracking is to create a habit and then, move on. You've created that habit. You've mastered that habit. It's time to move on. And so I haven't really sat and thought, this is what I'll do this next couple of days of what I want to track and why. My number one goal will be to move. That is my huge focus for April, but beyond that, I'm not 100% sure, other than I do want to read. And yeah, so maybe you like to track a lot of things, then this is definitely for you. The next month at a glance is the reflections page, which looks similar to the brain dump. That's the brain dump. I kept the same little sticker in the middle, and the reflections page just changed the top. Brain dump, what's the buzz? Reflection on the month of April. And I really like to spend time on my reflections. And even You don't have to do this at the end of the month. You can even do it by week. Week 1, week 2, week 3, and week 4, if that works better for you. I'm going to try doing it by week and kind of reflecting on my week, but it's a month at a glance page, but I can still use it to reflect week by week, and that's what I'm going to do. My 2 journals I'm super excited about, and I'm going to show you how I set those up. My first journal is going to be my Bible study. I've decorated it a little bit with my stickers. I like to always start with the wall of prayers, and I have my it's called Bible Insert Verse of the Day and Wall of Prayers and all of that in my store if you are faith-based and you'd like something like that. So I'm going to start with my wall of prayers. I haven't put up my insert, but I'm going to do that right now. We're going to insert from, and I'm in Noteshell, so it's really, sorry about that. It's really easy to insert from wherever you keep your items. So I honestly have to remember where Bible study inserts, and I'm going to look for wall of prayers, and I like the double page, and there it is. That's one of the inserts. And I'm going to lock that in place because in Noteshelf you get to do that. And I think GoodNotes is on its way to figuring out how to do that as well for everybody. And here I will write different prayers throughout the month. And, if you are faith-based, then you would write down the date of your prayer and then, the date that it was answered as well. And then the next page, if I go back, if I go back, I'm going to do the verse of the day. So again, we can insert that. And it is, the verse of the day is in the format of the YouVersion app. So it works beautifully with the daily devotions. So I'm going to put that in and lock that in place. So you'll have your verse, the picture, the takeaways from the speaker, the reflection question that you can answer. And I'm going to do verse of the day 2 and put that in place, make it a little smaller. So it's that easy. I love inserts. They're one of my favorite things for the planner because everything is at your fingertips. I'm being a little fussy about making them line up. And then the second part of the verse of the day in the app is they have a devotional, and you can write about it, your thoughts and your feelings, but they don't always have the devotional, a prayer, and then anything else you might want to put here, some doodles, some drawings, some stickers, some pictures, your own thoughts, more thoughts. So that is what I think I'm going to do for the first journal, my Bible study. And then I also have released a Galatians study that is in my store, and I'm working on the Philippians study, which I'm going to do in April. And Philippians has 14 chapters, so I do not have that started yet, but I am working on it. And that's a lot of chapters to try and get ready for the Etsy shop. So that is why I'm going to do verse of the day for a few days so that I can make sure that I get this done. Now, the second journal that I'm going to use is for a photo a day. And I don't know if you follow like photo a day or a day in the life and things like that. And that is what I'm going to do. And I've called it Life in Pictures. And I've started with April 1st to April 30th. It gives me a couple of empty pages to do whatever I want with. But essentially, I'm going to put a little photo in here. And when you tap on it, this will be the page that it's basically will be my like scrapbook page. And I know that it's a huge challenge to try and do that every day. And if I miss a day, I'm going to be okay with it. So this is my 2 journals and how I'm going to use them for the month. My last page is always my scratch page. And I have been really in love with Wordle. And I like to, this was a freebie, and I don't know if it's in one of my videos below. If the link is still there, let me know. And I love to keep track of my Wordle streak and see how I'm doing for March. I'm not going to show you because I actually screenshot the words that I used, and I don't want to ruin it for anybody who is doing Wordle. But my streak for March was generally 4 out of 6. I would get the correct answer in 4 tries out of 6 tries. So I'm not gonna like track this forever, but I'm still really enjoying it. So I've used this for my last page, and it's locked in place right now. So I'm gonna just unlock it. I can copy it and put it on the other side as well if I need to use the whole page like this. So that is it for April and how I am using my April plan and journal. And I hope this has inspired you and you enjoy setting up your plan and journal or your planner and stickers for April. Thanks for listening, everybody. Bye-bye.